Good morning, welcome to a new vlog. Today I'm taking you on a little adventure, and by that I just mean a one-night stay in a little fancy B&B near the coast. We are leaving in about an hour. I've been getting dressed. We're going by train. It's a 1-hour train journey. We're going to be wandering near the coast, and then we're taking a little bus to a town nearby where we're actually staying. We'll spend the afternoon there and the next morning, and then we're coming back to this seaside town for the afternoon of the next day, and then coming back home. Nothing too special, just a little weekend getaway. I am, of course, taking books. Nothing too much, because the idea is to wander these two towns, shop for a little bit, and just walk in nature, be it the sea or the countryside, and eat as much as possible. We have booked a Sunday dinner for today, and then we're just gonna see, maybe tomorrow we'll have a picnic on the beach. But talking about the books, I am taking one graphic novel, and that is Mooncakes by 3 authors that will be listed on screen. This is about a witch that I think one night finds a person that used to be their crush when they were younger or something like that. Then it just follows their story. I think there's something wrong with the town, and this person that she finds in the woods is the only one that can stop what's going on in the town. It's about self-acceptance, and I think it's a coming-of-age story, maybe a little bit of romance, that sort of thing. The main character is a witch. She lives, I think, with her aunts, and they have a little witchy shop or maybe a bakery. I don't know, but there's magic involved, and so I'm definitely here for it. Apart from that, last night I started the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. So this is a very weird book, I've been told. And yeah, I could definitely see that by what I read yesterday. It's a Victorian fantasy romance following pirates, I think. It's very confusing. So there's these secret societies in this world. There's also flying houses, but I'm pretty sure the main character is a pirate. For now, that's what I kind of figured out. But they're still, adhering to all of the propriety and standards of society in terms of their luncheon and their afternoon tea and that sort of thing. But the main character has like a letter opener that transforms into one of those thin swords. There's a name for them. Let's see if I can find it. No. A rapier? Rapier. She has a letter opener that transforms into a rapier, and they're planning to fly their house from London to Bath. So I'm a bit confused about what's going on, and from the reviews that I've heard of other booktubers talking about this book, it is a confusing series. It's kind of quirky, but in a good way. And so I will report back and try to explain as much as possible. I'm gonna keep this spoiler free, but I will definitely kind of tell you what the hell is going on. This is part of a series of these different secret society things. There are 3 books out at the moment. And the first one is the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. The second one is the League of Gentlewomen Witches. And the third one is the Secret Service of Tea and Treason. From what I've heard, each book features a different kind of relatively magical or quirky secret society. The first one, clearly, they are, as it says, scoundrels, but they've mentioned pirates. I am assuming it's going to be a very cozy fantasy but quirky read, which is exactly what I want for this weekend. And yes, I'm gonna stop here because I've just been babbling for a bit and I definitely have to get ready to leave. So yeah, I'll see you later on. The coast of Norfolk really brings together the countryside with the coastal vibes. Sheringham was recorded in the Domesday Book of 1086, which was a land survey book created for William the Conqueror to understand his holding, land ownership, dues and taxes. Sheringham was for centuries a small fishing town, but with the arrival of the railway, it transformed into a thriving seaside destination. We walked through Sheringham's High Street, where we got lunch at Fat Tad's, a local family-run street food business, before walking down to the beach. The northeast section of Norfolk has been designated Deep History Coast, as there have been many important archaeological finds in this area, including the best preserved Neanderthal site in the country, evidence of 4 different species of humans, the most complete specimen of mammoth to have been found in the world, many rhinoceros teeth, and remains of 2 other species of mammoths. This area sees more than 20,000 fossil finds a year. After wandering around the promenade, the pebbles, and the small section of sand, and having an amazing guilty pleasure lunch, we got on a 15-minute bus ride to Holt. This town was also noted in the Domesday Book of 1086. The present-day town was built in the 1800s and it's now a quaint Georgian town surrounded by woods, but with easy access to the sea. And it's home of many small businesses, new and old. We are staying at Byford's, which is thought to be one of the oldest houses in Holt. predating the Great Fire of Holt in 1708 that decimated the town. This building used to be a hardware store and ironmongers owned by the Byfords family for more than 100 years. And it's now a deli restaurant and B&B. Good morning, welcome to the second day of the vlog. I ended up finishing Mooncakes, and so I'm here to give you an update. This is about two childhood best friends. One of them finished high school and stayed in their small town. The second one has moved around a lot of times in their childhood, but recently has come back to the small town because of a demon-y situation. They kind of discover there's a demon and they want to and need to stop it, but they don't really know how to control their magic. It's also a little bit of a romance between the two, and and it's definitely a story about self-discovery and self-development and self-acceptance. And I enjoyed it. I think it's heartwarming and cute. It has lovely images, but it didn't live up to my expectations. I was hoping it would be a lot more whimsical and cute and witchy, as a lot of graphic novels, or maybe I would say all of them. The story has to be quite simple to fit in such a small book, but what really elevates the story is obviously the illustrations. They're the most important part of all of it. And I felt, unfortunately, like a lot of the time, it was mostly focused on the characters' faces and the dialogue. But if you do that, I might as well just have the dialogue, because what you don't have is these atmospheric moments. Can you see that? You know, all of these beautiful illustrations of the atmosphere around the characters. And unfortunately, let me try and show you. Yeah, like here, the majority of the panels have just a colored background, or a very, very vague background. And that doesn't really bring anything to the story, which makes me sad. But yes, basically enjoyed the story, thought it lacked atmosphere through the drawings. Not saying the drawings are bad, I really quite enjoyed the style, but I just felt like I needed more details and more atmosphere. Now on to the other book, which is the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. I haven't read much, but I'm really enjoying it. It's quirky and I'm still getting to grips with it. I thought it might be just a single perspective, but we've had 3 perspectives for now. There's definitely a mystery which our main character is involved in, but she has no idea. And there's an assassin going after her, or a pirate assassin, but it doesn't seem like he actually wants to assassinate her. So I'm still confused about that. And yes, I guess we'll see. It's quirky. There's flying houses and pirates, and I guess they've already introduced witches, which I'm not sure if they're going to be a part of this story, but I know they are important in later books in this series. And yeah, I keep getting sidetracked by the window behind the camera. It's just so nice. I mean, the weather's not amazing today. There's these rooftops and some trees in the background and birds flying past all the time. It's so nice. We did have breakfast this morning already, and we just came back to the room to pack up and check out. I had my bath yesterday, which was so lovely, and we slept relatively well. I mean, I always wake up a lot during the night on my first night anywhere, but the bed was really comfortable and the pillows were comfortable. And yeah, I think for a very old house, which I will discover more details about this building to tell you later on, had a lovely time here. I have to say, definitely recommend. And yeah, we're now checking out. We are spending the morning here in Holt, and then we are going back to Sheringham for the afternoon, and then back to Norwich. Hopefully I'll have more time to read my book on the train journey home. I will talk to you later on. After checking out of Byford's, we wandered around Holt's independent shops and had lunch at Star Plain Stores, a deli, cafe and shop focusing on artisanal cheese, wine and coffee. Then we headed back to Sheringham for a last walk around the beach before heading back to Norwich. Hi, welcome to the end of the vlog. It's now Tuesday, we returned yesterday evening, and I'm just here to sign off and tell you what I thought about the weekend, the books I read, all of that. So let's start with the weekend. We had the nicest time in North Norfolk. We had been to Sheringham before, but we never visited Holt, and it was just so good to go to the countryside, visit somewhere new, but just in a very casual way, just walk around. We didn't really do anything special. We just went into shops and walked on the beach, and I sat down and read for a while. We ate a lot of good food, and that was it. Nothing amazing happened. It was a slow, cozy weekend away, basically. Before we get into the books, I just want to say I actually highly recommend the place we stayed at, Byford's. It was good. It was good, as you could see by the beautiful room. Honestly, amazing. But moving on to books, I obviously started and finished Mooncakes, which I wanted to love so much, and I did really enjoy it. I thought it was very heartfelt and heartwarming, but it was definitely missing something. For starters, I gave my opinions already, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But one obvious thing is, why is it called Mooncakes? There are no mooncakes anywhere in this story, and they don't bake. They don't bake during the story. Why is it on the front cover? I really enjoyed it, but it could have been so much better. Maybe my expectations were too high, but I think this proves that they weren't. It didn't deliver. Moving on, I didn't actually finish the Wisteria Society for Lady Scoundrels. The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. I only made it to 20% of the book because I obviously started it on Sunday morning on the train, and then I read a bit in the evening, a bit on the train ride home, again a bit in the evening, and that got me to 20%. I am having quite a lot of fun with this book. It's quirky, it's strange, but it has all of those historical fiction, fun, good romantic vibes. We had one encounter between the male romantic interest and the main character. We got to know more about her aunt and a little bit more about this Wisteria Society, and all of my previous thoughts still apply. I feel like I've read the introduction and the start. I mean, they've just mentioned a little start of a mystery. I think interesting family dynamics. There's mention of a father, even though the main character lives with her aunt, and her mom is definitely dead, and I don't know if she ever got to know her father. So there's a mention that maybe he's going to be involved in some way. Maybe he's a bad guy. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited to get to it because it feels like this book is going to have an interesting story, good characters, a bit of quirky, whimsical elements, but it's going to be fun and also have the historical elements. So it feels good. It has all it needs to succeed. I hope it delivers. That's all I have to say. I've rambled on too long, probably, as always. The whole weekend had this. It was good and inspiring, and I'm so happy to have shared it with you. I hope you enjoy this video, and I think that's all. So thank you so much for your support recently in all my videos and comments and Instagrams. I hope to see you here next time. Bye!